Tell that to my.
Tell to everybody. Yeah. Well, because the choir will pass on to another choir. And you want to thank you very much, Chaya, for the beautiful gift. Firstly, you help us always with your beautiful gifts. And Chaya gave me a beautiful gift of these big clips because I love clips. I could be called a clip lady. I'm just like, and then remember once I found a clip here and I wondered, was it mine? Can I take it?
It's an extra special one.
I know. So they're around 30 or 40, and I wanted to share them with my dear friends. It's hard for me to part with it. So if you're going to use it and enjoy it and cherish it, you can have one.
Oh, wow. I want one of this from you.
It's from Chaya.
And from Chaya.
So everyone can take one of your choice, and I have a bunch at home left.
Can I take this
What
one?
you brought?
I want to take the blue one.
Yes, because Chaya gave me a whole box. Chaya gave me a whole box, like maybe 40. And now I'm sharing all of you. I asked Chaya permission first. Because, we're talking about a big clip.
That's okay. I'm okay. Very nice.
Isn't it special? Thank you, Chaya. Got my board. Oh, this way I won't need it. When I need it, I'll go out.
My friend.
So, who's here?
He's on the mend. Still in hospital. I can't speak. I can't talk anymore. But that's kind of a good thing because he used to talk a lot. No, but I mean, I never wanted to be shut up like that.
Yitro is our Parsha this coming week. Yitro is when we receive the 10 Commandments, the Torah, yes. That is the wedding between Hashem and us. Olam. I am engaged to you forever. He never, ever leaves us. And the Or HaChaim always said such beautiful, beautiful things. So he introduced me to the Or HaChaim and other very great people in my life. He said that, why did Hashem have the Jewish people stay there for 3 months? They could have come, took 3 days to get to Har Sinai. It was a miracle. It usually took 11. After it took 40 years. Why did they have to stay far away? Because here he is at Har Sinai waiting for them. And if the Kala comes to where the Chassan is waiting for the wedding, it's too much on him. He can't from his great love. He just can't. It's too, and so he said, wait over there and then come for the Chassan. So that's in the Or HaChaim. Anyway, another thing we learned from Yisro and from the Parsha is the great uniqueness and greatness of every single Jew, even the farthest Jew in the world, even the lowest Jew, how great we are. How great and precious we are. Can I borrow this and share? So in the beginning of the Parsha, it says, Vayishma Yisro, and Yisro heard. What did he hear?
About the miracles that happened.
Thank you. And what miracles specifically? Splitting of the sea. Thank you. And another one, Rashi says 2. Splitting of the sea and
Amalek.
And Amalek. So
I don't have Zoom.
You can get on YouTube. Here, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, but I don't have that on my phone.
I can download it.
I've got a new mobile.
And do you have WhatsApp for this group?
No.
Well, you could download it. You get all the classes.
Get all the classes.
Oh, I
all morning.
Well, I don't never know how to do these
We'll
things. I just got this phone last week.
Just put YouTube in.
I like the
YouTube. It's my
We'll help you.
He bought it for me. It cost over 1,000 shekels.
I like the color.
I know. That's why he chose it. He chose it because he knew I'd like the color.
I choose everything by color.
Yes, me too.
Not by, do I need it? Is it purple?
Purple's nice, yes.
So
you don't want me to record it?
Because we have it anyway, so
I don't.
why use up
Because it means that I don't know what's
Somebody will help.
I can never revise it. I can never watch it separate to the day.
Well, you can. You just search on YouTube and YouTube. We'll show you.
I've got Messenger.
We'll show you. So, Chaya said so beautifully, thank you. And he heard, so this is chapter 18, Pasuk 1. He heard and then he converted. What did he hear? How great the Jewish people are. Splitting of the sea, what Hashem did for us, Amalek, that he protected us. Now let's go back 40 years. 40 years before, Moshe Rabbeinu was a shepherd in Midian, remember? And he chased away all the people that were bothering the daughters of Yitro. Why were they bothering him? Well, two girls.
Them. Yeah.
Why were they bothering them? The daughters of Yitro. Afterwards, Yitro gave his daughter to him as a wife. We're talking about 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Why were they bothering him? Why were the other men, shepherds or boys, bothering the daughters of Yitro? Why? It's a good question. And answer is, an answer is Yitro kafar b'avodah zarah. He was a kofar. He was a non-believer. He didn't believe in the beliefs of the avodah zarah, of the idols. He believed in one Hashem.
And he was an expert in it.
Yeah, he was the top of it, and it took a lot of fun in those days to
Like he was the power of them.
Yeah, he was the big,
Right.
the top. The
Yeah.
top.
That's why they were harassing his daughters?
Exactly.
Yes.
But we're talking about 40 years ago. He only converted to Judaism 40 years later. What took him 40 years to get on the bandwagon and convert? If 40 years ago he got rid of all the avodah zarah. So it says.
But are you sure that he converted? I thought there was like that chilukei there.
Well, let's go with the one that he did, because that's
How
the
could
one
they
that
be
we have.
Jewish people if the Torah hadn't been given yet? Well, I mean, he called them Jews. Weren't they people slaves?
Because
They weren't slaves.
Abraham.
Hebrews or
Yeah, they wasn't such
Abraham,
he came and he said this isn't a good way to judge, so the Torah must have given.
They had parts of the Torah.
Even, but even in the times of Abraham, he kept the mitzvahs of the Torah.
before they were given.
Abraham,
I
Abraham, Isaac.
heard that he had to do something not appropriate for Shabbos because he wasn't actually.
Until he
had to
became.
It was just at Har Sinai where it became more, the kedusha was permeated into the physical. But before that, it was still,
They did.
it was
There
covert.
is the concept, there is the concept of say of Bnei Noach. So he
Yeah.
would have been Bnei Noach. Once he
Yes,
got
yeah,
rid
that
of the
makes
avodah
sense.
zarah, he would have been Bnei Noach, the following the laws of Noah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is
Right.
how Hashem created the world.
Yeah.
He created the world to be Bnei Noach if he didn't have to, if we didn't get to the point of bringing.
Right. But we say Abraham is our father, the first Jew.
Right.
He was a Jew.
Before the Torah was given.
Well, he's
And
not-
when the Torah was given,
That's
we all
strange.
came. So let's go back to
Okay.
why did it take him 40 years? Because 40 years before, he stopped believing in avodah zarah. He believed in one Hashem, our Hashem. But he didn't realize the greatness of the Jewish people. He didn't necessarily want to become one of us because he didn't see how wonderful and great we are. He didn't recognize our uniqueness, that Hashem chose us to be his children, his nation, to receive and to reveal the Torah to the world. That's our job. And yesterday I was on a bus. Not a big deal, but for me it was a big deal. So if you fall asleep in the middle, I won't be offended. It's really short, you won't fall asleep. But
I'm on the edge of my seat now, I want to know.
But anyway, I got on such a crowded bus, and I had to be here by Saraya at 8:30 in the morning for a Sunday morning. That's early. So the bus is so crowded, there's no way to get in the front seat. You have to go in the back. And I think all the girls from a certain school had to be in school at 8:30. So there were like 20 of them, which is wonderful. And they gave me a seat. I said, "Oh, I look a little old." Like, anyway, yeah, I said, "Thank you." I used to be upset, but now.
Yeah.
Anyway, except that very, very,
Yeah.
very big mitzvah. It's a beautiful thing of children.
They're very polite, aren't they?
They were
They do it to
fighting,
me.
guys, were they? Were almost lost fight. Who's gonna give them my seat? I said, it's not worth it, don't fight. That was so it wasn't even a fight, but it was not true. So I'm getting there. So
I'm on the edge of my seat now.
so when I got off the bus, I said to myself, I'm gonna go to the front and give him my little cartis, my little Rav
Rav card.
because then he could, it's important. But I sort of forgot it. Also, it was pretty still crowded. So I went out and then I walked real fast to the front and he was just closing the door. I knocked on the door. He opened it and I handed him the card. And he said, it's broken. Sometimes it's broken. So I said, okay, that was a waste. And then there's a man there. And he says to me, kavod love. He
Yes.
said, terrific. And I look Jewish, Baruch Hashem. And I said, look, I made a Kiddush Hashem. That's why we're here, to make a Kiddush Hashem.
Right.
To make Hashem's name great, like Ahuva Esther does making Hashem's name great, because many of us, God forbid, chas v'shalom, sometimes, not even many, few of us aren't so excited about Shabbos and about Tu B'Shvat and about keeping mitzvahs. And here someone comes from a different world. They weren't like bored or hungry and I heard they have good shalom to the Jewish people, let's go, or they give out good shalom. No.
Did you taste like a gefilte?
Yeah, life with a family, with comfort and a language. They left everything like Avraham Avinu. So people, Jewish people, say, "Wow, what did they see in what I have for the last 20 years? I was born this way." It's 20-year-old. Like, check it out. That's how I was born Jewish, and so like, why don't I get so excited and passionate? What did they see to leave everything to come to be a Jew? So maybe I'll check it out. Maybe there's something there. It makes Hashem's name great and honored and a kiddush Hashem. So today at the doctor, this was up in Canaan, by Yesh. I was also at Yesh this morning. I don't know if you want to know what I bought. No, I bought meat and some cheese, not together. So
You want to say hi. Cheese separately?
And I had 3 bags.
Wait line twice.
So at the doctor, he's telling my husband about his arm. He broke his elbow. It's been, I think, 9 months, and he doesn't have, like, he can't stretch it out, and he can't go all the way. There's 20% missing here. So he said, just keep my.
your husband?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Hashem's getting a lot better. So amen. So he said, just keep working at it and keep trying. It's not frozen, and just
I want to tell you something that you'll tell your husband. This is very helpful. In the States, so there are a few times I had to have physical therapy for different things, and I would always go to the same physical therapist, and he was excellent. And I said, well, it hurts when I do this. It hurt. He goes, motion is lotion.
Motion is lotion. No pain, no gain.
Yeah.
Motion is motion.
Wow, that's
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Because sometimes we think, oh, it hurts, I shouldn't move it. But he said, keep moving.
So we asked how long it will take. It could be 2 months, he said. So I said, so 6 weeks passed, you shouldn't worry. He said, you should never worry. He said in Hebrew, bikur katsar. So I'm thinking a short visit. What does he mean a short visit? I'm thinking, myself, my mind's going, does he mean, so we'll come back to him and we'll be by him for another 10 minutes in 6 weeks so he can tell us not to. I realized he meant this whole life is a bikur katsar. Here's a man, I didn't see his yarmulke. And he says, the world, the whole life, the whole 120 years is a bikur katsar. It's a short visit. So don't worry. Right. And it was so beautiful. So then I wanted to tell him, I had 2 choices of what to share with him. So this is the one I chose. Worry is the interest that we pay on misfortune. We have a problem. The problem's enough. We have to pay interest on the problem and worry about it. Of course, it doesn't help also. So my other choice was maybe too religious. I didn't want him to think I'm being, so in the taxi on the way home, I found the way here, I was saying my choices and my other one, and I probably speaking English, I don't know, but the taxi driver, so I said the other one was Daga is the first 4 letters, the first 5 letters of the Jewish alphabet is Aleph. Daga has an Aleph, a Gimel, a Dalet, and a Hey. That's the first 4 of the first, but it's missing something. It's missing a base because it bitachon. If you're worried, you're missing bitachon. Bitachon, you worry. So I said that was the other choice, which I chose not to say. And the taxi driver liked it so much. He said, wow, who said that? Where's the source? And he was talking about it. You shouldn't worry. He said in Australia, they say no worries. He was there 40 years ago. And he said 20. It's a long time, maybe just 20 or 20. And it's true. So we don't have to worry about anything. And so Baruch Hashem.
What was the first thing he said about life being a short journey? What was that?
He said, bikur katsar, it's a short visit.
Yeah.
And I thought he meant coming back to him. No, he meant just 120 goes, don't worry about anything. Just look at the positive, be optimistic. Right. And so Yitro, for all those 40 years, did not.
Yitro, you asked the question,
Yeah.
Why in 40 years? If I was in the Holocaust, maybe I was not a Jew, but I looked at Judaism, and I looked at them rounding up Jews. How quick am I gonna go? to
Yeah,
another
right,
group?
right.
And at that time, Bnei Israel was in
Egypt.
Avodah
Mitzrayim.
Mitzrayim.
So what? So it's not very
So
tempting.
maybe I cool it for a while.
Right.
So I'm
Very
just
good
throwing
point.
that out. It could
Very,
be,
very
but-
good point. So going along, your point is beautiful. Going along this way is that there's levels of holiness, and I'm about to talk about the Jewish people. And in, let's say, the Beit Hamikdash, there were 4 levels of holiness. There was where the everyone could come, every Jew could come. That's like the Chatzir, the Ezras Yisrael, it's called, the area that the Jewish, and then closer is the area of just the Kohanim. Only the priests could come. And then there's something called the Hechal, the Kodesh, where the Shulchan was, and the menorah, Lechem HaPanim. It was a beautiful, beautiful, holier place. And what's the inside? Kodesh Kadashim, the Holy of Holies, where only the Kohen Gadol came once a year on Yom Kippur. And that's the Holy of Holies. And this is how this reveals to us. It's like we can take this as a symbol of how Hashem created the world and leads the world and watches over each of us. How? So let's go to it. To the Holy of Holies is how we can understand the Jewish people. Hashem created the world. He sends down love. He sends down light. He sends down abundance. How much? When? To who does he send it all down? And you know what? It's according to us. It's all according to our actions, our mitzvahs, when we make a Kiddush Hashem, when we smile and they say thank you to the bus, whatever it is. It's as if we, the Jewish people, determine as if, because Hashem is the leader, but it's as if we determine how he leads the world and sends the abundance of light and goodness. He wants us to be his partners. He gives us the strength and the standing to be his partners. Do we realize our greatness? Are we a faithful part of this partnership? Do we realize we're like we're so great and centered in the world to Hashem. Do we realize that? Yitro reached this level of understanding after those 40 years, and he wanted to become part of us. He wanted to convert. And that's what happens because of Am Yisrael, because of our actions. People want to become part of us. And that's why it took Yisro 40 years. Could you pass a tissue, please? And Koheles, the Shlomo Melech, he says in Koheles, chapter 3, Pasuk Yud Aleph 11, Es ha'olam nasan b'libam. The whole world he put into their hearts. Who's there? They, us. The whole world is in my heart. That's why we have big hearts, as Jewish people. We have big hearts. The whole world he's put into our hearts. All of the world, from the creation until the end of the time, is found in the heart of every Jew. Our hearts influence how the whole world is run. Does it sound too powerful? Or that is us. That's you and you and you and me. That's us. That's us. When we try to direct our hearts to the good, we can change ourselves and the entire world. We have a lot of power. We're Hashem's partner. He wants us to be his partner in the running of the world, in the fruition of the Mashiach. And this is the secret of Kodesh Kodeshim. This is the Holy of Holies. And he understood this and wanted to become part of it. Yisro. A whole chapter a whole Parsha was named after him. Yisro. Because he came so far and he wanted so much closeness.
I just want to know these words.
Yeah, so
I can look them up
this
later.
will work better than this, I think. If we would only appreciate the long-lasting effort of our every mitzvah, our every prayer, every good desire, our every kind word, what would we do? Aleph, we'd jump out of bed in the morning. Base, we'd smile to the sales lady at the makolek, to each other. We'd smile in the mirror. And 3, we'd pray with joy and with our whole heart. Can you imagine if we realize this? So in the Parsha, the greatest event happened in the history of the world. Hashem, through his great love of the Jewish people, gave us his Torah. The world was waiting for this day, the 6th of Sivan. Remember Yom HaShishi, when Hashem created the world, it says Yom Revi, Yom Chamishi. You think it would say Yom Shishi. Yom HaShishi, the 6th day, What's the? It means the 6th day of Sivan, when Hashem will give us the Torah. The first 2 commandments were, I am Hashem your God, and you should not have any idols. When after hearing the first 2 commandments, what happened to the Jewish people? The neshama left them. Parsha nishmasam shel Am Yisrael, flew away. The neshama. They sort of had mavet clinic, like clinical death. They couldn't take this anymore.
Yeah.
But Hashem does not want us to die. Hashem told the angels, bring back the souls of Am Yisrael. They all died. Everyone listening to the first 2 of the 10 commandments, and then they came back to life. The Noam Elimelech, he's a student, I believe, of the Baal Shem Tov, says something very beautiful. Why did their souls leave them?
How long did they leave?
I think a few minutes. Could you help us, Bechaya, how long? Anybody?
I also think it's a few minutes, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything that specified a time.
Oh, okay.
Because it was kind of an out of time
Mm.
experience.
Oh,
So we live in a world that has time.
Right.
But that experience was beyond.
So it would be beyond.
Think of it as
Yeah.
time.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
So what did the Noam Elimelech say? At Mount Sinai, all of us were there, all of us experienced such an amazing otherworldly revelation, like you said, of such pleasure. Our souls left with great desire and yearning to continue the experience. I want more. I want more. Oh, back there, eating and putting on makeup. I don't want that. I want more. And even though I made good ice cream, I want more. The yearning and to want more, this desire to continue this experience. The joy and the pleasure we cannot understand since we never experienced such pleasure. Actually, people that have clinical death do experience,
Right.
amazing pleasure.
Right.
And so the souls refused to stay in the bodies. It was too amazing, too exciting, too pleasureful. So how'd they come down? How did they agree to come back down? Hashem revealed to them the amazing joy and pleasure down here within our bodies that we can feel by doing mitzvah. We can have this infinite light, this joy and reward only down here. Angels are up there, but they don't have it. We have a Yetzirah, and we have desires that aren't so, holy moly, like so great. And we fight it. Down here, that's what Hashem wants, us, in the flesh, us. And so they agree to come back. And so we learn a very deep lesson from the Noam Elimelech. Every mitzvah, no matter how small and seemingly trivial, is huge. It's everlasting. It's forever. It's a touch of eternity. And so we live in concealment. The word olam means world, is like the word helam, which means concealed. So we don't see it. But if we can glimpse, even for 1 second, our greatness, we're the kadosh kadoshim, the holy of holies. Hashem chooses us higher than the angels. We would run our entire lives to do mitzvahs. So the Or HaChaim, again, he's so special and holy. He says in a different parsha that he has a beautiful heartwarming words. He says there's levels of what makes Hashem happy. The lowest level, would you believe this, are the songs and praises of his angels, the malachim. A higher level is a song and praises of the true tzaddikim in Gan Eden. And they went through this world and all its tests and concealment where Hashem is hidden and confusion, and they chose Hashem. And they're singing and praising him in the next world in Gan Eden. And then there's something higher, the Or HaChaim continues to say. That's the prayer of a Jew in this world. In this world. And his beautiful words, Monea me'adam lakir Hashem. This whole world is preventing a person, stopping us from recognizing Hashem. There's too many things that are competing, for our attention and our love and our excitement and our passion. Everyone to their thing, food, excitement, diamonds, whatever person. Where's Hashem? And we're missing the boat. We're missing the excitement. We're missing it. Like the kid that's, I don't know why I always think of this. There's this great Lego set that you can make a castle, and he makes two little, he puts one on top of the other, and that's his. I said, you're missing the point. Well, he's only 3. No, he's not. So we shouldn't be like the kid that's missing the whole Lego castle. We should go and aim for the highest for the castle. And it's not just after 120 we'll be rewarded and we'll have eternal bliss. Today, there's nothing more blissful, nothing more exciting and heartwarming and heart lifting than our mitzvahs and our closest to Hashem. And this is what the Jews felt after just 2 of the first 10 commandments. You can be angels in Gan Eden and experience endless pleasure, but you cannot experience above what you can below in this world. So let's help each other in the midst of our concealment. Let's remind each other what a mitzvah does, what a smile, what a moda'ani does, and how long does it last? Forever. So there's a story about a true story happened in Krakow, Poland. It's called Yasala, the Holy Miser.
A great story.
Great story.
I heard it actually from Shlomo Kraus
Shlomo
years
said,
ago.
wow, yes.
And I
it's
actually had it
told.
on a tape, but then I lost it.
Oh. Do you want to tell it?
I could start. I haven't told it for a while, so I might be missing parts, but I could start.
Okay,
If I forget something or I made a mistake, please correct me. Okay, so there was a town in Krakow, and there was a Jew there that he had a lot of money, but he seemed very stingy and not like a nice person, and he didn't have a good reputation. People didn't like him. They called him Yassel the Miser. And and one day he passed away, and they buried him in like the most uncoveted place in the cemetery. Like no one really, it didn't touch anyone that he passed away because they didn't think highly of him. They thought poorly of this man. They thought he's a miser. He doesn't help anyone. He just cares about himself. And throughout the town, there were a lot of poor people. And these poor people, like Erev Shabbos, they would find a box of food by their door. And this was numerous people throughout the town were being helped. They didn't know who. But all of a sudden, that box wasn't there anymore. And they realized that it was from him. But he never said anything to anyone. He never wanted any credit or acknowledgement that he was really giving a huge amount to other Jews in the community who really needed it. And he didn't want them to feel uncomfortable, to thank him. He didn't need any, he just did it, kadosh Hashem. And so I don't know, did they move his grave? Or did they,
I
what
don't
happened?
know, but I think there's a sequel to this story,
Yeah.
which is beautiful. Thank you, beloved. And so afterwards, when they found out that it was Yassel that was supporting all the poor people, instead of yelling at him and being angry and calling him a miser, he had passed away already.
Yassel the Holy Miser, right?
Holy, and the Rav was shocked. The Rav of the
Really?
as long as we don't. No, okay, just. Oh, Elisheva, hi. Elisheva, hi.
Good morning, Elisheva.
Feel better. We'd love to see you.
We missed you, Elisheva.
How can she talk to her?
She's on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Elisheva, oh, sorry. So,
Yeah, there's your chair.
waiting for you. So the Rav was shocked, and on Shul on Shabbos, he said to the Jews, we insulted, we embarrassed, we caused suffering. They didn't bury him for a couple days.
Yeah.
To such a great tzaddik, we're going to make a fast on Sunday. all of us, all the Jews of Krakow, to ask forgiveness from Hashem and from his neshama. Sunday morning, the Rav comes to shul. He says, no fast, it's been canceled. What happened between Shabbos and Sunday morning? He said he had a dream on Saturday night, Motzei Shabbos. Yosela came to him in a dream, and he told me what transpired after he got to heaven. Yosela said to him, I request you do not fast for me, that you harmed me or scorned my honor. That is what I wanted you to do. I caused you to do that from my actions. There's no judgment in heaven against you. So I asked, the Rav of the city of Krakow was talking, I asked Yosel in the dream, but we caused you enormous suffering. For 2.5 days, we didn't bury you, and the body is suffering. He said, I had no disgrace at all. The Avos, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, came to me. And our 7 tzaddikim, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, David HaMelech, they came to me to greet me. I did not have 1 minute of anguish. When the Rav of Krakow heard this, he said, Yosela, if you're talking to me already, tell me, where are you in Gan Eden? And what is it like?
I don't know this part of the story.
He said, I am with your holy fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. How can I describe the immense spiritual pleasure I have here? A person down in your world could never understand or imagine such joy and pleasure. And then Yosela added one more sentence, and telling the whole story from this one sentence. Yosela told the Rav of Krakow, when Thursday night comes around in Gan Eden, I feel that something is missing. Thursday night. What am I missing? I'm missing going to the homes of the poor people and putting a box or an envelope of money, a box on their porch of their doors. And I'll tell you, Gan Eden is endless pleasure, but this I don't have in God. This mitzvah. There are no poor people in Gan Eden, no mitzvahs. So how lucky we are, till 120 years we can jump out of bed and do a mitzvah or 2 or 10. By the time we get to Bas Medrash, I think we have probably 200 in our notebook. Enjoy! Enjoy! Go for it. Like Dova said, we can never be bored from Rosh Chodesh Shvat till Pesach. We can never be bored. I think the Jewish people don't have in their dictionary the word bored.
I don't know.
No.
Cut it out.
I had teenagers, so definitely bored sometimes.
Actually,
They used to say.
it's funny you're saying that because I've said, like, when someone says I'm bored, I said, I don't understand. I've never been bored in my life.
Yeah.
Never. I just.
Because Shabbos is coming, or just was. We have a Tehillim to say, or
Or my
to
mind,
sing.
I just thinking all the time. Always thinking, you know.
You can use your mind to pray. You can say prayer words in your mind. You don't speak it. And then when you're talking about it's just speaking prayers all the time. And that keeps you calm. No, it does. It doesn't make you well, I won't be what you think. I mean, in the situation.
I'm
Yeah.
less
If you
bored.
remember.
I think boredom is
helps.
our soothing.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
I'm very old.
And I think as you age and you mature, and your boredom kind of goes.
I agree with you.
It gets me.
So,
It's hard for me because I'm 18.
I want, besides the story of greatness of this Yosel, the miser, the holy miser in Krakow, there's stories I heard last week by my friend. And these stories about Jewish people today, just to get a glimpse, a little peek of how great we are. We're talking about regular Jewish people. I was fortunate to, and so you think, okay, you walk around, okay, no, not okay. Angels in disguise. If we had a cut, nobody should get cut, we would see diamonds inside. Diamonds. And each of us. So you probably heard about 2 boys, Jewish 16-year-old boys. They were near the water, maybe the Yarden, and one drowned.
No,
And passed
What
away.
was this?
It was Modi.
Oh,
Was it recently?
oh, during the
They
flood.
were, they.
Where?
They were going to do the mikvah in Rehovot to go. That
You're talking about the
they
one that
always
went
went
to
to
the
that
The one
place to
that
go to
went-
And
mikvah,
one
and that's
drowned.
dream. And they didn't realize that we were in.
So I want to tell you the two boys.
I don't understand.
Thank you very much. I didn't have that
Yeah.
detail.
But when
The
did
two
this
boys,
happen?
3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
one boy that was saved, his father a week before he passed away, or maybe the day before. Cyril Krieger could help me with the details, but I have to call her to ask her. A week before he was in a store, and there was a worker in the store, employee, who by mistake knocked down a whole wall of display of, let's say it was a store that sold food, a makolet. All the cans of gefilte fish and tuna fish and everything fell all over the floor, and the flour and the sugar spilled out. It was a mess. And the boss is coming in a couple minutes. So he, the father of the boy that was saved in this tragedy where his friend wasn't, he said to the employee, "Quick, let's switch places. You go out. I'll say that I dropped everything. I by mistake knocked into the display, and I'm an older man. Boss won't be upset at me. What can he do? It happens. It happens. I was a little clumsy. I'm sorry." Boss walks in. He says, "I'm really very, very sorry. I'll pay for all the damage, whatever was broken or torn, or the flour on the floor, the sugar. I'll pay for it. I'm very, very sorry." I said, "Okay, no problem." And that night he had a dream. He had a dream that he was drowning.
Oh my God.
The father, and he hung on to like a piece of wood, a branch. And at that moment, either someone in the dream said it to him, or he felt it, that due to that big mitzvah of chesed that he did by saving this boy's embarrassment or job, or nasa, he was saved. And then it happened to his son.
Wow.
So his
Son was saved. Now
Oh,
listen to
he
the
was
father
already
of the son who wasn't saved. After getting up from sitting shiva, we're talking about 2-3 weeks ago, he goes to the son's class. These are 16-year-old boys. And he said during shiva, he heard a lot of beautiful things about his son. Many he knew, some things he didn't know. It's true, his son, he went to the mikvah shovavim. He was a big Torah scholar, a very, very special boy. But he said, you want to know something? He was normal. He liked to have fun. He liked to go with his friends. He's like every one of you in his class. Every one of you, you're normal. You learn beautifully. You daven so like an angel. You're very sincere in your Torah and in your mitzvahs, and you're normal like my son was. You want to have fun. Appreciate yourself. And he said to the class, let's spend 5 minutes. Just think about how special each of you are. How special I am. How good I am. How much of a Torah scholar I aspire to be. Take that good and appreciate yourself and use it. Become it. You shouldn't ever wait for chas v'shalom, a tragedy, to show the good of a person. Right now, become the good that you are. He told that to the boys in the class.
Right now,
Now,
do what?
do all the treasures and the good that Hashem has given to you, use it, live it, become it. That's like such a gevurah to tell the boys' class.
That
And
story someplace is
this
all that
just
you
happened
said.
2-3 years ago, 2-3 weeks ago.
I know, but how did you get all of this?
I heard the story.
Where is the story?
Where is it written? I know she told my
Do you
friend
have
who
the
told
story,
it
the
to me
link to
heard
the
it
story?
from 2 different sources.
Okay, do you have a link to the
I
story?
can try to find a source, and if anyone does find a source,
I would love to have that whole story on.
it reminds me.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
it reminds.
Oh.
She told me the same story that she lives in Beitar.
I'd like to hear it.
A friend of hers lost a daughter, but younger, like 7-year-old. And after Shiva, she came to the class, and she said to these 7-year-olds, she's in a very good place with Hashem, and she wants all her loving classmates, all of you, her loving friends, to be happy. That's what she wants. Now listen to this. If that's not an angel, then there were 2 children in the Gan in Yerushalayim. One of the mothers of
Oh,
the
yeah.
2-year-old, 1-year-old,
Yeah, yeah.
in the middle of Shiva.
Right.
She didn't wait for the end.
Oh, yeah.
Pikuach Nefesh, she got up, maybe you've heard this, and she went to the court, and she spoke to the judge, and she said, the ganenet, the babysitter, this is my third daughter. She was almost sitting shiva for her daughter. This is my third child going to her. The older two, I want to tell you, she's very kind, Ganenet, very responsible, very caring, and she does everything with responsibility, and she's not at all shirking anything, and she loves the children. Please take her out of jail. Please let her be at home or not a house arrest. I don't know where she was up to at that point. In the middle of Shiva, she went there to save a person. Bituach Nefesh. It's called saving a person in.
There's no other people like
No
her.
other people. No other people. No other people. So,
Can I add just one thing?
please, because I don't have the
I just want to say this because I have a lot of problems with media and Lashon Hara. That is, that story that you just told, it was actually recorded in the news that the woman left the shipping house.
Yeah.
For the convenes.
Good.
It was
Good.
like, okay,
Good.
this is what we're capable of. We're capable of saying good things.
Yeah.
Even in a situation like that,
Yeah.
I mean, most people would accuse the babysitter
Oh,
of
believe me,
murder.
there was
They were
plenty of that
stopping
out
news
there.
wasn't
There was
actually
plenty of
true.
that out
But
there.
she
that was
gave
the
a
point.
personal.
That was the point.
Right.
The media was responsible enough
Yeah.
to give the good
That
story.
yeah.
To give the good story.
Usually they.
And it's-
There's so much negative.
Because in Eretz Israel, that sells news to say good things about us. And I just
That shows who we are. We
Yeah.
buy into the good, not just into the, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's good.